Good morning, children. Today we are starting with the next topic of the chapter microorganism, friendly and useful microorganisms. Last class we had seen the different types of microorganism and the places where usually you find these microorganisms. Now, whenever we listen to the word microorganisms, we usually feel that microorganisms are very harmful. But actually, the microorganisms are not harmful. It is correct that some are harmful, but we cannot say that all are harmful. There are many microorganisms which we require that help us to make the antibiotics. There are several other bacteria which decompose the dead and the decaying organisms. So this indicates that every time the microorganisms are not going to be harmful. In this lesson definitely we will be studying about the harmful microorganisms also, but let us in this video see a few of the microorganisms which are useful to us. Now you can see the helpful microorganisms. Helpful microorganisms, some microorganisms are very useful in making the food. For example, you can see the curd which you eat at home, isn't it? To the milk you are adding the adding little curd, and next day you will be able to see that you have got a plenty of curd. That is whatever milk you have taken. If you have taken a glass full of milk, the entire milk will be converted into yogurt or curd. This is because the little amount of curd which you added to the milk contains the bacteria which is called as lactobacillus bacteria. This lactobacillus bacteria has the ability to change the milk into curd. Another useful bacteria or the microorganism which you are having is yeast. Yeast is actually used to make the beer, bread, etc. Yeast I have also explained earlier also, that is yeast becomes very active in the medium if the nutrients like wheat, maida, all these things are present. Along with that, some sugar solution is present. So mainly the sugar solution enables the yeast to multiply, and whenever the yeast is multiplying in a sugar solution, it produces carbon dioxide gas, and as a result the sugar solution will change its taste. This process you call it as fermentation. Now fermentation process is very important when you prepare cake, bread, all these things. Why? Because when you are adding little yeast, sugar and warm water means that halka sa garam pani. Okay, when you are mixing everything with the maida or with wheat, that is atta, and you keep it covered for some time, after making the dough, you will find the yeast will multiply in this medium, and it is going to produce it is going to it is going to produce carbon dioxide, which makes the breads fluffy. For example, in bread, when you take the bread, you can find small spaces present, isn't it, gaps present on the surface of the bread. That is because the carbon dioxide has been produced, and when you were baking the bread, that carbon dioxide gas has escaped from the dough. So that is why small holes you see in cake, bread, etc. The more amount of yeast is there, the more carbon dioxide will be produced, and more soft and fluffy the cake or the bread will become. Another use of yeast is that you use it in beer companies for making wines, etc. In these companies, what actually happens is that, children, in beer companies you find that beer is mainly made from the wheat. Okay, wheat means raw gehu you are taking. You take the gehu, you grind it properly, add some sugar and warm water and yeast. Okay, so what will happen, this concoction or the solution which is being produced by all these things, that will change the taste and flavor of the wheat powder. Then you are going to filter it out. When you initially itself you are mixing plenty of water inside this, and along with this wine, you sometimes people also mix this grape juice also, like you might have heard about the red wine, isn't it? These are all the grape juice, etc. So you are going to add yeast, warm water. It will change the taste of the wine, and that is called as fermentation process. So these are the some of the uses of the microorganisms. Now another one that you have, that is, you can say, the another useful microorganisms, you have the algae and the fungus. Last class I have discussed, that is fungus is found on the bread mold and all, isn't it? But that fungus is the one which is spoiling the bread. But some algae and fungi are present which are having much nutritional values, like multivitamins, minerals, etc. Seaweed is another thing, that is, you are obtaining from the organisms, that is, seaweed is usually obtained from the coastal areas, that and people who are living in coastal areas are very fond of seaweeds, because they are a rich source of minerals and many other natural nutrients. Now another organism which you have is that spirulina. Now spirulina, if you find, that is actually a blue green algae. When I am using the term green, it indicates that this particular thing is able to perform photosynthesis. Okay, so actually spirulina is considered to be one of the very costly variety of mushroom. Okay, because it is very rich in vitamins and nutrients. So usually Indian food items are not such that we appreciate these type of algae and fungi, but when you go to foreign countries, there you can see that people much appreciate all these things. Another thing you have is chlorella. Chlorella is also a green algae. From the word itself, chlorella, you can understand that it contains chlorophyll. Okay, chlorella also contains a number of minerals and vitamins. So other than that, if you have pizzas, you might have seen that button mushrooms, isn't it? Button mushrooms are present. These button mushrooms are very tasty to eat, and they are healthy also. So if possible, you should eat all these things. Now the picture that is being shown in this slide is of oyster mushroom. Okay, you can see how beautiful it is looking. This is also very rich in minerals and nutrients. So children, you can see that these are the algae and fungi which usually we eat as food. Other than that, many other organisms are also there which are helping us in many different ways. Like next video we will discuss about the nitrogen fixation. In nitrogen fixation, it is a different bacteria which is helping to fix the nitrogen in the soil, which ultimately is going to help us. Okay, thank you children now.